So I'm re-recording this because I got halfway through it when someone decided to call my phone. But anyways, what I tried to say before is, I've never been on an actual date. I'm 24 years old, never been on a date, which is weird to say, like, because I've had a girlfriend technically when I was in high school, my freshman year. There was this girl, found out she had a crush on me, so I was like, hey, we should date. And so she was like, okay. But we walked each other to class. We talked on the phone. We'd make out during lunch, but we never actually saw each other outside of school. And then, like in my two of my other vlogs, Naked Truth about Friend Zone, like the girls I talked about there, like I would say date, and they would say, oh, well, we can hang out as friends. I've never been like on an actual agreed upon by both parties date. And so I have no real stories to tell you because I can only think of a few times in my life that I've even been alone with a female. But I know that this has become a topic that's widely debated amongst me and my friends, mostly by me against my friends because I have such a different view. And I don't know, everyone, they talk about date, it's like dinner and a movie, should hold the door open for her, blah, blah, blah. But for me, like what I grew up watching all these different, seeing all this on movies and TV shows, and having no real experience myself. I would see it, and it's like, oh, guy shows up and he puts his best foot forward to try to impress this girl, try to convince her that he's somebody worth dating, and then they get married, and he's like, oh, all right, hard work's done. I'm done trying. And so he lets his belly out, puts his feet on the table. He's like, whew, I'm glad you finally married me. Now I can be myself. And then that never works out. For some strange reason, it's like I married someone completely different. No shit, really? And so me, I'm of the mindset that, like, first dates should be as comfortable as you can make them. And I've actually argued my way out of a potential date just because we couldn't agree on, like, a place and a time. Because, like, me, in my normal everyday life, I would never go to like a restaurant, somewhere where people would actually expect you to tip them. Like, at best case, most of the time I'll just eat whatever happens to be lying around my house. Best case scenario, I'll go to McDonald's. Especially if you expect me to pay. I mean, I'll pay for my food, but if you got a job, I fully expect you to pay for your own meal. And if I'm not dating you, if you ain't got a job. I mean, I ain't saying I'm a gold digger. But I ain't messing with somebody who can't take care of themselves. Feel me? Also, just in general, like the last time I ever wore a tie was like over 3 years ago. It's like three and a half, maybe 4 years ago, and it's because I was interviewing for a job at a tech company where they were offering me a double-figure salary, and for that shit I'll put on a tie. But in my normal everyday life, just in general, if I'm home, I'm naked. That's just how it is. Like, that's one of the reasons I was so happy to do these vlogs, because all I had to do was turn on the camera and start talking. That's all there is to it. But all of my pants, they look exactly the same. I just buy the same pairs over and over again. That way, people can't tell whether or not I'm wearing the same ones. I've actually worn like the same pair of pants like an entire month. And no one said anything until they really started to smell after like 3 weeks. Anyways, TMI, right? I know. But at the same time though, even though I've never been on a date, I feel comfortable in saying that the first girl to actually go on a date with me, who actually met me beforehand, because I'm not going to do blind dates, set me up with a stranger. That's just not going to work out well. But for me, like, if I ever meet a girl and we get to know each other and then she decides to go on a date with me, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up marrying her. Because by the time we go on the date, you've already got a decent sense of who I am. And then we go on the date, and I just think, for me personally, I think you should be yourself, whatever that means. And if you wear a suit and tie every single day of your life, then why not? Go for it. But me, I'm just not going to do it. For me, dressing up just means I actually put pants on. I'm actually wearing socks and shoes. Not one or the other, both. And so, yeah, that's just kind of how I view it. If you start the relationship off on a lie, it's doomed to fail. So First date for me, I think a great first date would be we go to a bar and grill, we order some chicken wings, and we watch the game, and we talk about who our least favorite players are and stuff. I mean, I think that would suit me a lot better. But then again, like I said, 24 years old, still never been on a date. So if my strategy ever actually does work, I'll let you know. But until then, I'm at least secure in the knowing that I don't have to waste my time on somebody who's not right for me at all. So, but yeah. It's something people always spend your whole life telling you need to be yourself. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes that can be the hardest thing in the world to do. But at the same time, it gives you such a happy and free feeling. I'd rather be alone and be comfortable with who I am than to be in a relationship where I have to give up part of what makes me me, especially major parts of what makes me me. Like me, and just I don't know any better way to phrase this. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut off the camera because otherwise I'm just gonna keep rambling on for 10 more minutes about absolute nonsense. I have a bad tendency of doing that.